Santiago with MMA On. Today I'm interviewing George Tokkos. He won at Fury FC 53 a few weeks ago. George, how's it going today?
Good, man. Feeling great, bro. Don't have any injuries or anything after the fight, so straight back to training.
For sure, for sure. Then, a couple of weeks ago, you fought at Fury FC 53. Before we get into the fight, how did the Eagles do against the Broncos on Sunday?
They won, man. It's funny because they haven't won there for like 30 years. Since
Wow.
before I was born, yeah. And the Eagles is my team. So when I went out to Denver, I knew I was going to be there for a couple of weeks because I went early to acclimate to the altitude there. And I was like, let me check what games are on because everyone said you have to go to a Broncos game. They got a great stadium. And I checked and I was like, oh, wait, the Eagles are actually coming to town. And then I checked the date and I was like, oh, my God, it's the same day that I fight at the exact same time. The same time I was in the cage, Chris, the Eagles were on the field in Denver. Crazy, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I passed by the stadium on the way to the arena. Would you consider that 2 wins on one night, getting the submission win and getting the Eagles win after that?
Yeah, man. It felt great. It was like fate. It was fate. We both got the win, man. Crazy.
And were you wearing a Michael Vick jersey like right after your fight?
Yeah. There was a bit of it was funny because I had my dog with me. And obviously Michael Vick, he was like convicted of like some dog fighting crimes and stuff. But I didn't make that connection in my head. So a lot of people were like, oh, that's brilliant. You're wearing a Vick jersey and holding a dog. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. That's definitely amazing. Going back to your fight, how was the atmosphere in Denver, and what are some of your feelings from that fight?
I mean, it was a great show. I liked the arena and stuff. It was super cold when we were there, so I was a bit worried about that. And I knew I was gonna wear the Eagles jersey, so I was like, damn, they're gonna be booing me, and I'm gonna be cold. It's gonna be like real hostile, but it was pretty chill, I didn't really hear too many boos, but I wasn't fighting a guy from Denver, so maybe that's why it felt kind of like chill. But yeah, it was a good show, a good crowd there. I liked it.
Were you I saw a lot of support online for you, from the fans saying that you should have got signed. In your head, do you think you should have been signed by Dana in that moment, or do you kind of understand his decision?
I kind of went in there with no expectations. I knew he was going to be watching, but I wasn't really thinking about that. I was like, let me just get a good W. But then, the nature of the finish, I put the guy to sleep. It was quite emphatic. It felt to me the same as knocking someone out. It was pretty cool to put a guy to sleep like that. And then after that, I was keeping an eye on the fights, and a few of the fights, they were real boring. They weren't finishes. I know Dana went to see that guy Mo Miller, that kid who was on the Contender Series, and then he lost. So I was like, oh damn, I might be in with a chance here. And the promoter said to me, Eric Garcia, he was like, don't go anywhere. He's like, it's looking good. They like you. I think they're going to sign you. So I was like, oh shit, that's a great bonus, especially at my weight class, Chris. I've gone up to 205 and it's the UFC's thin at 205. So I was like, damn, I might be in with a chance here. But then the co-main and the main event, they both had finishes. And I mean, those guys, I think they've been on Contender Series. They were like Dana's actual assignments. So I wasn't sour. I was like, oh, they deserve it. It's no big deal. And then after the show, I heard some people saying to me, oh, they liked me. They said they want me to get one more win. So I was like, okay, that's fine by me. That's still a good opportunity,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm sure you definitely impressed him. Did you have a conversation with him afterwards, or what went down?
No, not directly. Obviously, I ran to the cage side and I was yelling at him. I can't even remember what I said. I was pretty hyped up, but I was yelling in his face, and he was smiling. And I had so many text messages, people saying, "Oh my God, you should have seen his face. He loves you. He loves you." But to be honest, Chris, I'm not the type to really beg and grovel. After the fight in the dressing room, all the other guys who won, they were sitting there like little puppy dogs, waiting to be spoke to. And I was like, let's get the hell out of here, man. Let's go eat. That's just how I am. I was pretty chilled and relaxed. So I didn't really hang around to speak to anyone.
And right after the fight, you told me that you could fight tomorrow, that you're looking to get back
Yeah.
in there. When is that turn? Like, when are you looking to get that turnaround?
So usually, Chris, like I'm a guy, I kick a lot and like I always bust my foot or break my foot. So I even travel with a pair of slippers because I'm used to like the next day I can't put my damn shoes on
Dang.
and I have to fly home in slippers. Yeah. So coming out of that fight with not a scratch on me, it was so refreshing. Like I was so happy with that. And that's why I said to you, cage side, I was like, I'm ready to go again. I can fight tomorrow or next week. Um, but after there was like the rumors of them saying, "Oh, you just need one more win." The promotion Fury, they've been really good. They said, "Oh, well, we can get you back on ASAP." So I think they're trying to get me a fight. December 19th, they have a show.
Oh, in
So I think
Houston,
they're going to
right?
try and get me on that. Just to keep the ball rolling and my momentum going. So that's great of them. Great show.
Yeah, for sure. And if you get another one in December, that's like what, 3 wins in like 4 months. That'd be a crazy
Yeah,
turnaround. How do you stay so consistent?
yeah.
Because you fought in September, you have a November return. What keeps you going like so consistently in this game?
Well, Chris, I was previously with Bellator, and then when I left Bellator, I was trying to be this active. Like I wanted to fight every month almost on the regional scene if I could, but I just couldn't get matched. Like people would say to me, "Oh yeah, no problem, we'll get you a fight," and they just couldn't find anyone. They'd say, "Oh, everyone said no." They couldn't get me an opponent. Maybe it was coming from a big organization and being from a big gym. It's just hard to match me. So I wanted to be this active all year, and it just so happened I managed to book these two fights back to back.
Mhm. Got it, got it. Then just going back to the win, how did you celebrate afterwards in Denver?
Oh, I just had my boys with me, Brendan Allen and Andre Fialio, and we went and ate a lot of food and just had good times, man. It's always great when your guy wins, finishes the guy, and doesn't get any damage. So that was great, man. We celebrated late into the night, mainly with food because they're both active fighters. We don't really drink or like do anything else, so it was just eating good food, man.
Uh-huh. And you definitely have a great corner and team behind you at Sanford MMA. How did you when did you first get in
Yeah.
contact with the guys at Sanford, and when did you make the move to that great gym?
So it's funny, I've actually been with this team since 3 gyms ago. So I first came to the States in 2017 for the whole summer on vacation. And at that time, they were training at Combat Club. The Black Zillions had broken up, and it was like maybe 15 guys, 15, 20 guys. And it was just Henry Hooft and Greg Jones. They were training in a small gym. And it was close to where I was staying. So I just rocked up there one day and I said, "Hey, I'm here for the summer. I train, I fight. Can I train with you guys?" And Henry was like, "Yeah." I mean, he was like, "Do you have your shit?" I was like, "Yeah, I've got my shit in the car." He's like, "Well, we're gonna spar in 5 minutes. We'll see what you got." So that was my first day there, and my first rounds were like Luke Rockhold, Volkan Ozdemir,
Wow,
Stefan Struve, like just a
killers.
lineup of killers. Yeah, but then yeah, no, I sparred them, and then Henry was like, "Yeah, you're good. You can train with us." So that's how I kind of got into the team. Then from there, they moved to Hard Knocks for 2 years, and now we're Samford. But I've been with the team for 4 years almost.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Like, how do you like the
Yeah.
atmosphere compared to other gyms that you've been to?
I mean, every gym says, "Oh, we're the best gym," but I really do believe we are the best gym in the world because unlike other gyms, like you have these big gyms like ATT, AKA, etc., but they have so many different kind of sects inside them. Like ATT, for example, they have like the Brazilian clique, the Russian clique, the American wrestler guys. So it's like you could train there for 5 years and never have trained with another guy because he's part of a different crew. He might train with the Cuban guys or the Brazilian guys. But our gym, we have one wrestling coach, Greg Jones, one striking coach, Henry Hooft, one MMA coach, Cami Barzini. So it's like there's one room, we have one wrestling session, and every guy, every weight, every nationality is in the same session training together. So that's why we have that kind of camaraderie. We're a team. Everyone knows everyone. We all eat together, train together. That's how we are.
Mhm. And I know there's like a whole army down there over there in Florida, but do you
Yeah.
happen to know my good friend Dustin Lampros by any chance?
Yeah, little Scrappy. That's my guy. He's actually Greek too. Like I'm half Greek and he's half Greek too. His name's Greek, Lambros. But I'm trying to teach him Greek so
Oh
he
wow.
can get some Greek fans, you know?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for
I
sure.
mean,
He
he likes
definitely
Greek
needs
food. Yeah. He's the
That's
man,
awesome.
man. He's a good kid.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He's one of my favorite people in the game. And just going back to Thanksgiving, your fight was before Thanksgiving. How glad are you that the holiday came after your fight, where you didn't have to cut weight
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving?
That is good, man. That is good. But like I said, I was at 185 before, so the cut to 205 really isn't that bad. I can see now why a lot of guys go up in weight class because it's so easy to. I can eat carbs throughout camp, and then like it's only really the fight week I have to be strict. But at 185, I have to be strict for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you know, and that's really hard. So it wasn't that bad, but it's still good. I can still eat pie this week, so that's good.
How are you going to spend your Thanksgiving this year?
Say that again, Chris.
Oh, how are you going to spend your Thanksgiving this year? Is it going to be with the team at the gym or with your family? Like, what's the situation?
I don't know. Probably mostly family, but I get a lot of invites because I'm from England. Everyone wants to kind of like show off their Thanksgiving. But Chris, to us, like everyone hypes up the Thanksgiving meal. But that's what we eat like every weekend, every Sunday in England, we have like a roast dinner. Yeah. So
Wow.
the first time I saw it, I was like, is this it? A roast turkey and roast potatoes and gravy. Like that. We have that every weekend in England. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's like light work
But the
for you
pie is good.
guys.
Yeah, the pumpkin pie is good. I like that. And the pecan pie.
And being a fighter at 205, there's a lot of controversy, I guess, on who's the best 205er. Is it Vadim Nemkov, Corey Anderson, Glover Teixeira, Jiri Prohaska? Who's your take on who's the best light heavyweight in the world right now?
Damn, that's a tough one. I do like Glover, like I bet on him, but obviously he's a little older now. He's in his 40s. I think Corey is probably a good bet. I think Corey Anderson will win that tournament and probably stand out as the best. But like you said, there's openings there. You know, the division's thin. I think there's a good niche to like be exploited by a new guy maybe. So we'll see. It might be we'll see because he's fun.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Then you're looking to come up in this division, rise to the top. What can the fans expect from Tuco in 2022?
Just the same thing. Me being active. I either go out on my shield or with it. So I'm like, I'll come out swanging and banging. That's what I say. Like, I look to finish fights. I'm not like a boring guy. And I'm happy to get finished if I'm going to lose. Like, I'd rather that than like put a boring fight on for the fans. So I'm just going to look to stay active and be at everyone's necks, man.
And you're absolutely killing it on the regional scene. But like, how confident are you that you're going to make it to the big show come this next year?
I think I will. I'm not like stressing about it. That's where I'm unique. Like I'm not bothered. You know, it would be amazing to do it, but my life doesn't depend on it, and that's where I think I'm different. Because a lot of guys they obsess about the UFC, but for me, if it comes, it comes. Like it will be great. But and I think like the MMA gods, they kind of like take care of it. When you're too desperate, you don't always get it. When you don't care, like you get signed and you win fights easily. So I'm hoping I'll have that good luck, you know.
Awesome. Great to hear. And I think that's all the questions I had. I just want to thank you again for the time. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching or some sponsors that you'd like to shout out?
No, just on Instagram, I'm at Tuco300. That's TUCO 300. And no, everyone's told me I should get on Twitter because I'm a troll. Like I always make funny observations and memes and stuff. So I might do that, especially if I get into the UFC. I'll make a Twitter and I'll start trolling everyone because that's how I am. I'm just a joker.
Yeah, man, I just gotta warn you, Twitter is a war zone. But if you're a fighter, you have to get on Twitter for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks,
Maybe I'll
Tuco.
make it today, Chris.
Oh yeah,
Thank you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for the time, and
Appreciate
I hope
you.
to see you at another show soon.
All right, appreciate you. Take care, man. Bye bye.
You too. Thanks.